Happy anniversary, Forrest Demetrius.
Hello,
Martin.
hello. Happy anniversary to you, Paula Jai Parker.
I can't hear you,
Martin.
sweetie, in my earphones.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, turn you up. Turn you up.
Alright.
And turn the music up. Happy Halloween. Yes, this is the Halloween. Creepy. VooDoo. Midnight. Special. Show. I sound like... Okay, it's late, but you know, we married people, some of us have children who want to run the streets on Halloween, even though it's a Tuesday. It just didn't feel like Halloween to me. I didn't even dress up this year. Did it feel like it? I mean, really because it was a Tuesday. I know it did for all of y'all hot folk out there, because this was the first year they reopened, what is it? Hollywood?
The Hollywood Halloween parade.
Yes, Lord, they get vicious down there. I know your boy was out there having a ball.
Yep, sure was.
If it was a weekend, I would have dressed up and gone, you know, because, like, it's been since, they haven't done it since pandemic, right?
They said 4 years.
Dang.
4 years, yeah.
That's a long time.
It is.
So I hope you all are having fun, because I know you're just getting into the crux of it. Like, it's not even, 1 o'clock. They're not going to shut it down till at least 2. Hollywood,
Yeah,
LA shuts down at 2. Stop selling alcohol. So, welcome back to our show. Thank you. I'm Paula Jai Parker.
I'm Forrest D. Martin.
And this is Married People.
Yeah.
And we're doing this show because, you know, we watch a lot of TV. We listen to a lot of people. We have friends who are married. And a lot of their problems and issues are just like our problems and issues. And when you talk about it, it makes it a little easier to deal with. Because, you know, a lot of times you think it's just you and she's just this lunatic bitch, like, you know, just you're the only one. No, we're all ladies are lunatics and all dudes are too. So we've all got our stuff and it's all common to each other, and we're all experiencing the same issues and going through the same daily and monthly and weekly. So we're doing this for us and for you guys so that, you know, we maintain black love, period. You ain't got to be black to be in love, but, you know, we need it. No, I'm just playing. Everyone needs it. Everyone needs love. So, Forrest.
Yes.
How have you been since yesterday?
Cool. I'm gonna have to turn this thing off.
Yeah, who's that person talking?
I don't like this thing you got me.
We like to, I asked for some creepy music.
Yeah.
We
2
like
minutes
to,
before the show. Go ahead.
we like to, I changed topics on you and you roll right with the punches because I was like, you know what? It is Halloween. Let's do something a little more, you know, Halloween-esque since it's Halloween. Y'all, it is so hot in this friggin' closet. I really want to, you know, take my clothes off, but I'll refrain. But that's the good thing about podcasting, and you're just hearing my voice. Like, you'd have no idea, like, if I did take my clothes off. But, you know. Anyway, so yesterday, I was wrong. Wonderful did not want to be little Uzi Vert for Halloween. It was Playboy Carti. I don't know. Those are two different people. Yeah, right, Forrest?
That's it. Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
He said that they do a lot of songs together and they are really good friends, but they're two different people, Mom. So, my bad. He was Playboy Carti for Carti versus Cardi B. He's Carti. So I'm guessing Carti is Cartier and Cardi is Bacardi. So, yeah, there we have it. And then I also wanted to address yesterday I told you young ladies who are at the BETs, I'm not talking about just regular, you trying to go to the BETs and you stand in line and get you. No, I'm talking about like JT and people like that. Like, you're invited because you're fancy pants. We said if you had problems with your seats, go talk to the security. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, sometimes security, they're LA cops, and their agenda is to get another job, like a part-time job, being a security for somebody fancy pants. So I don't know if you smile pretty like a JT and someone like that. Oops, sorry. If you smile pretty, yes, maybe security will want to work for you. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to work for the dude. So you really want to go to, okay, Forrest, if you're having problems at any BET event, who do you call?
Jesse Collins.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Go to our boy. Jesse is the man. He's like, I've known Jesse since he was literally a baby. Like, no, not literally, but because I consider like 18 a baby. But no, not like rocking in your arms. But yes. And he's been consistently beautifully charming. Like, he's a gentleman. He's from DC. So, he's going to, squash the situation because he is Mr. BET. So any event that is being produced and it's phenomenal, Jesse did it. So go to Jesse. He will fix it. And he don't want no, drama at his event. So he's definitely going to take the side of the lady, especially, when she's got it going on. All right? Yeah. Okay, so the next thing was that, oh, yes. I know I shouldn't, but I just have to be petty and remind someone of an LA acting class that they went to. Since they want to talk about, nudity in acting classes. Can I get a
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, who else would I be talking about?
What acting class?
It's called Married People Shit. Who else is in this closet with me that I'm
Right. What are you talking
What
about?
acting class was their coochies flashed?
Yes.
And thank God I went. Because you were really trying to go again on your own.
Oh, boy.
And given like whatever. And
go.
given a partner like out here, LA acting classes, it's like you're in Europe. Because, when you studied in Europe, they got butt naked to tell their monologues. Like, am I lying?
A couple of young ladies, young actresses, yeah, they got naked. They got butt naked.
Yeah, they got butt naked. Like butt naked.
Mm-hmm.
Like butt is nakedness.
European shit.
Yeah. Okay, so you have been to some acting classes here in Los Angeles.
One.
Oh, yes, one by a very famous acting teacher who is currently, I think, going through a divorce. I don't know. Or been through the divorce. So you were invited. You went to his acting class. And the first time you went on your own, because, I'm like, I know LA, but I'm going to excuse me. I'm like, you have to get out there and make your connections and do your stuff by yourself, But I know LA. So you went, you got teamed up with someone. And I was like, wait a minute.
I did not get teamed up with anyone.
You was looking for somebody to get teamed up with.
Wasn't even like
y'all were
that.
supposed to get teamed
Who
up and
was
have
y'all?
you were supposed to find someone and have a scene.
Only if I would have paid the money and filled out the forms and went through the whole process.
Okay, so that's why
registering for his
I got
class.
to. Okay,
I went to the.
So that makes sense. That's why I got to come to the second one. That's when you were supposed to pay the money and register.
No, you got to come to the only one that I went to. I went to the trial.
You get one free trial.
Right. They have a name for it. They have a word for it, though.
Yeah, audit.
The audit, yeah. I went to the audit class.
Okay,
And
so
you went to the audit class with me.
so I
It was an
wasn't
audit
having
class.
none of it then.
Yeah,
Okay, so I made sure I came to the audit.
right.
Okay, see, that's smart of me. Because I know, like I said, I know LA acting classes. But, okay, so we went to the audit, and that's when he told the lady to take her panties off.
You jumping right all ahead to all of. I mean, you just
Did
gonna go
he
to
or
gusto.
did he not tell the
God
lady
damn.
to Did he or did he not tell the lady to take her panties off? I'm just saying. Did he or
Can you
did
set up the scene a little better than
Okay,
just?
you go
I mean,
for
this
it.
this
I'm
this is a
sorry.
great teacher, an
Go for it.
established.
Go
you
for
know,
it.
his class isn't
Go
just take
for
your
it.
panties off type
That's my
class.
song. Okay, go
He
ahead.
did say that to answer your question. Yes, he did say that too.
So go ahead, set it up properly.
It was the first scene of the night. It was the presentation night. So all of the students in the class had scenes to present, and we were sitting at the top of the theater, very small, cool little black box theater. And the very first scene of the night, mind you, the moment I told you about the class and the ride on the way to the class, all you was talking about, it's just a hookup. That's all they do. You ain't finna come in here and think you finna find no young actress where you about to have private rehearsals with and y'all gonna be studying lines together. You just going on and on and on the whole
time you was like,
damn
oh
ride.
no, he's famous,
I'm
fancy
like, nah,
pants.
this dude class, man. Dude class ain't gonna be like that. You know, this dude.
I'm like, no, this is LA.
This fucking man. You know, I done watched this man on TV since I was a kid.
And I'm not
shit,
saying
man.
there's anything wrong with what he was doing, but I've never seen none of them people on TV. I don't know. I'm just saying I ain't seen none of them people on TV. I just have not. I don't know. Taking your panties off just did not do it for her. But go ahead, finish the story.
So
I'm just saying.
So the very first scene.
And I ain't took my panties off. They tried to make me take my panties off, y'all, in Hustle and Flow. I said no. Mm-hmm. Witness. Can I get a witness?
Right on. I guess can I get a witness?
Okay, go ahead.
Sound effect. But the very first scene of the evening was this couple, this young lady, young man. And before they even started speaking dialogue, they just started going at it, hugging and kissing on the couch, rolling around on the couch, filling each other up, all up in each other as best they could. They had the clothes on. So after the scene, as the teacher was giving feedback to the students, he suggested, that they do it again. And this time she take her drawers off. Right?
And that made the scene better.
And this...
Well, I mean, we were sitting right in the front row.
We were all
I'm just saying. I was about to pull some dollars out. I was like, okay. Busted put everywhere. Kitty cat. I'm sorry, y'all. It was very, very interesting. Because I didn't, have the honor or the privilege or the blessing to train in Europe like you did, because your master's program at Tennessee University, where were you?
University of Tennessee.
Yes.
In Knoxville.
They offered a transfer program.
It was an international theater program.
Right. So you got to, study with the greats all over the world, in Russia,
Austria, Russia, Germany, Italy.
You stayed at the house, the Von Trapp house.
I did, in Salzburg, Austria.
And had no idea. And never saw a Sound of Music.
Never saw the movie.
Had no clue. Oh,
well, they told us when we got there and shit.
Still had no clue.
I mean,
you were still uninterested. You were like, oh, that's nice. Okay. Anyway, so to finish the story, yes, this fancy, theater professor.
And you were like, I told you so. I told you so.
Yes, the first scene.
I told you so.
The first thing he asked her to do was take her panties off. So she took her panties off.
And it was a little shocking. And this one young lady in the audience, one of the students, she kind of like gasped, like, and the teacher turned around, pointed his finger at her, and he said, "Mind your business."
He didn't say mind your business. He said mind your business.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
I
it's
was
you
like,
know,
I was so weak. But then, like on the
he was
inside,
cold blooded,
I
man.
like, yes, because he's a 70s pimp. Like, the teacher is a 70s pimp. Like, for real. He did 70s pimp movies. Like, for real. Fine and 70s pimpy. And when he turned around and told that lady to mind the business, I bet you she did. And so
Oh
the
yeah.
lady took her panties off right there in front of us. Like, you know, and it is honestly, you know, for an actress, an exercise in vulnerability as well as being able to be free. You know, in a scene, you have to be exposed. So the exercise was her being able to be exposed because in a lot of movies, you do have to show your goods. So, you know, his point is say you do a real sex scene.
Do you really have to show your goods in a lot of
I
movies?
I I never showed my
All right then.
goody two shoes, but I have showed my boobs, but that was by choice. I wanted to show my boobs because I just wanted to show my boobs, and it was a Spike Lee film, and I was like, if I'm gonna show my boobs, I'm at an age where they're in a good shape, and I might as well go ahead and show my boobs. So no, you do not have to. Like every time I was asked to show stuff, I always asked for you get two options. Either more money, you give me more money, or you get or find someone else's boobs and pretend like they're mine. And they always chose pretend. So that's on them. I was like, you just give me some more money, I'll do it. But you got to give me more money. So whatever. Never show my boobs. So no, it is not something that you have to do to be an actress. It is a choice. And some films, like The Breakdown, will say, show your boob. You to have this part, you got to show your boobs. There is nudity involved in this role. But that doesn't mean that you have to show you anything. You book it and then it's a discussion, you know. So no, you don't have to. But, it's expected sometimes. So I don't know. But that lady took her panty off and showed her coochie and right in my face. And I said no. So then he was like, okay, so everyone who's going to take the class, find a partner and pair up. And all these little hookers was coming over. I said it's time to go. No, we left at the lunch break or whatever it was. Whatever. So
Yeah, we left. We
yes,
didn't. We didn't.
yes,
finish
we
it.
did.
had like a little break.
And
when we got up
I
out of
said
there.
I told you so because we wives can't wait to say I told you so. So
And you're still telling me.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling the people. I just said that I'm not telling you so now.
Okay.
I said I told you so then.
And you're still saying I told you so now.
Well, I'm just saying.
All right.
So today's topic is voodoo and love. And, it seems apropos because today is Halloween. And we did get married. Today is our official 19th anniversary. Can I get some applause or some type of sound effect for that? Not the wah, 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 because I just know men.
Oh, I ain't checked this shit. Oh, so that one? Yeah, there you go.
You got anything? You got something? Anything? I hear nothing. No, it's not in my ear, so just forget it. Anyway.
Okay. All right. There we go, mama.
So Forrest,
Yes.
you went to college.
I did go to college.
Dillard University, undergrad.
Yes, in New Orleans, Louisiana.
So for your work study program, you were the guy who takes everyone on the VooDoo what is it, tour? The VooDoo tour?
Yes, you just throw your own twist into stories sometimes.
Okay, well
I went a whole 4 years of college without doing any work study.
Okay.
This was a job.
All right, fool.
It was a
Did
gig.
you need to gig to pay for your colleges?
Nah, this was like to pay rent and buy weed money.
Okay, so were you working and were you studying?
Yes. So
Okay, then that's work study.
uh, it was a summer jobs. I hate to keep correcting you on things, cause as the husband,
Oh,
I
always,
shouldn't always feel
always,
the need to correct my wife. And
oh, always, honey. If I'm
but I just want
wrong,
to get the facts straight and the story
I
straight
I just
on some
said if you
things.
work and you study, it's work study. I don't care if the
But it was a summer
teacher
job. I wasn't
sent
going
it
to
to you.
class. It was a
Okay,
summer job. I wasn't going to class. I hustled this.
okay, all right. So you fine. Point being,
Yes.
you did it right.
Yes, I was a tour guide for the African American history portion of the French Quarters in New Orleans. So it was a walking tour, and we walked the whole French Quarters, and I would give all of the slave history, the African history, the voodoo history, hoodoo history, everything pretty much black related and African related in the
So
French
that
Quarters.
is so perfect. So yes, voodoo and hoodoo are two totally different things. Voodoo is the roots. It began in Africa, of course. Then, made its way to Haiti as we migrated and all through, a lot of places. But what we do here in America is hoodoo. We mostly practice hoodoo. If you practice it at all, you're practicing hoodoo. You're not doing voodoo. Or maybe you're doing voodoo. I don't know what you're doing. But mostly hoodoo is like a combination of voodoo and it's an Americanized voodoo. Okay, so go ahead, Forrest. So, what can you tell me, about voodoo from the tour? Like, what is it? What can you tell me?
Mostly every piece of structure in the French Quarters, all of the wrought irons on the balconies and all the architectural structure, that's all slaves. Slaves developed that, designed that, and they just continued to remodel and revigorate it over the years.
Okay.
All of that stuff, the slaves brought that over. It's mostly the voodoo influence in New Orleans. Mostly comes from the West African slaves
Okay.
who landed in downtown New Orleans off the Mississippi River. I guess Niger, Ghana, Nigeria. Um, what else is over there? Liberia, Senegal. Right?
Okay.
Those like a couple of West African countries off the top of my head. So when they came to New Orleans, when they got dropped off in New Orleans, but you got to understand though, before they arrived in New Orleans is a heavily Catholic influenced city
Right, right.
off top.
Hmm.
So when the West African slaves arrived in New Orleans with um, their voodoo practices, so you got to understand now, the Catholic Church pretty much accepted all of the voodoo and hoodoo practices that the West African slaves brought to New Orleans.
Right.
That's why it's still there to this day.
They hid it for them.
Right. Exactly.
As including Santeria, like that, it's the same deity, and it's all hidden within the Catholic Church.
Right. So, the Africans were like, okay, we know y'all up on this Catholic, but check out what we got going on right here.
But it's the same gods, so it was easy to hide it.
Right. It was.
Well, it's the same God. There is only one power and presence in this universe, and everything else draws from him or comes from him. So, yes, it's the same God and his children. So, go ahead.
And his children, and the fact that, well, it's something like they didn't want, or they, on a daily basis, it wasn't just one God handling everything, right? It was the different angels, the different spirits, and part of why it was so accepted. So throughout the years,
Like
of
comparable
course,
to saints.
right, exactly, to the Catholic Church, to the saints. So throughout the years, we as Africans, we pretty much took over the city of New Orleans because our strength in practicing voodoo was so strong and influential. We were the politicians, all of the preachers, the teachers, helped build pretty much the whole French quarters that you see today when you go to New Orleans.
That's African iron.
You know, all of that. All of the structures, all of the
Ironwork.
markets, all of the shops that you see with all the different voodoo herbs and spices and dolls and talismans and all of that type of stuff. You know, that started because the West African slaves landed there, brought it to New Orleans, and New Orleans accepted it. So by the time, you know, I was in college, I picked up this job and had to learn all of this information about us. And one of the tribes, I do remember this, one of the tribes from West Africa that arrived in New Orleans and practiced voodoo, they were very, very, very fluent in Shakespeare.
Word? Yeah, because bubble, bubble, boiling trouble, or double bubble, boiling. Yeah, he constantly puts the supernatural in his work. And witches and goblins and oh my. So go ahead.
So, I remember learning that because I was a theater major. And I always remembered to learn that. So through that, I learned a lot. But that was like in my third year of college. So in my first 2 years, by the time I learned the stuff I was learning through that job, it was kind of putting together what I was experienced as just a regular student, a person walking around New Orleans, experiencing all these different feelings and spiritualities and these crazy dreams and, learning about.
So it's not unlike Memphis to me. Memphis is the city of the dead, right?
That's the city of the dead.
And,
Absolutely.
visiting Memphis, I also experience a lot of the ancestor vibe.
Well, we're talking about the same river. We're talking about the Mississippi River. Right there in downtown Memphis, just like downtown New Orleans, is the Mississippi River where all the slaves were just dumped off right there.
It's like
right there on the shore.
If you go to Memphis and you ain't right, it will be exposed. Mm-hmm. If you go to New Orleans and you ain't right, it will be exposed. But it's a different way. Like New Orleans, it will be exposed more to you that you ain't right, and the spirits help you work on it. Memphis, it's like you ain't right and you going to hell.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
Yes,
the punishment is a lot severe.
More
the
severe,
risk is
yes,
very severe
in Memphis than it is. So being from Memphis, you already had a voodoo knowledge. Then going to school, in New Orleans, it just like strengthened your knowledge, right? Like that's what I'm hearing.
Being from Memphis, probably just more slave.
Oh yeah,
spiritual.
Right. Whatever, dude.
Was feeling,
Whatever. Okay.
Slave in the blues,
you
the
can
music
you
and
can
shit.
whatever all you want to, but you told me
when I got to New Orleans, is when it kind of came together.
Poor Pucky. Okay, so did your mama or did your mama not tell you don't eat no ladies spaghetti?
Yes.
Okay, so it started in Memphis.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Your knowledge of voodoo began in Memphis. It was known to y'all, Memphis niggas do not eat a bitch spaghetti. Why?
Because there's a chance that she would put her menstrual blood into it for some type of voodoo practice.
And what does menstrual blood in your spaghetti mean?
You tell me. It means it's like it will hook you in, and when it's supposed to attract the attraction, or
I think it's supposed menstrual blood in a man's spaghetti is supposed to make him fall in love with you,
right,
forever.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Hook him in, reel him in. I don't know about forever and all that, but
no?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe forever.
I don't know.
It depends on what the person wants. If they want it forever, that night, that week.
I'm thinking it's the blood. There's something about the blood, which is why there's communion. Jesus stressed the blood. So I'm thinking the whole significance of Jesus and the symbolic ritual of drinking blood and eating flesh is so that, like Dracula, when you take him in, he is always with you. He makes you stronger. you know there's a lot of cultures that drank the blood of their enemies after they killed them, because you're consuming the energy of that person, and it makes you stronger. And for us with Jesus, symbolically, it's saying that we belong to him. He can always find us. The same stuff for a vampire. If you drink the vampire's blood, he can find you anywhere you go. He can always be there when you call. He can hear you telepathically. So it's the same concept. And that's what Bram Stoker, whatever, was going for. That whole concept of the blood uniting, blood brothers. It's in the blood.
Right. Yes.
So Marie Laveau.
Marie Laveau was the baddest voodoo priestess. Is that how to pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, priestess in history.
And so you would go by her grave.
Her grave is in downtown New Orleans in the French Quarter.
Yes, people still leave flowers there.
I think it's it's on St. Anne Street.
So can you tell us a little bit about who?
Everybody went to the Marie Laveau in New Orleans for any type of problem they had, but mostly politicians.
Politicians went too. All right.
Oh, yeah, politicians,
yes.
people of power.
I heard
people
the
who had
Reagans.
problems with their marriage and financial situations.
They'd go to the grave?
They would go see Marie Laveau.
Oh, in real life when she was still alive?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like
you told me
now.
to talk about Marie Laveau.
I know. I thought you meant during.
The real
okay,
shit,
you know
man.
what?
I don't give a
All
fuck
right,
much
let me
with
sit back.
the Reagans. You think Ronald Reagan went to see Marie Laveau? What the hell you talking
yes,
about?
they had. They saw. It's known. It's like it's in the FBI files. They had a reader, and an astrologer, and they would consult with her before they made any major decisions. But go ahead.
Right, they
that
had their
made
own.
me know.
It wasn't
Yes.
fucking Marie Laveau though.
No,
she had been dead for 400
we were
years
both
at that
on two
point.
different pages, Mr. Mars,
Oh,
Miss
okay.
Venus. So
All
go
right.
ahead and finish your soliloquy.
So was she was the baddest voodoo priestess of all time. People went to her for all of their problems. She knew which herbs, which ingredients, and what to do with the ingredients. Whether you needed to boil it, whether you need to place it in your bra, your drawers, your pockets, your sock, whether you need to put it in a corner of a closet for a few days. Whatever the process was, Sister Queen Marie Laveau knew what to do. And it was a part of the success of a growing Black African community
Culture,
in New
yes.
Orleans and culture. And that's why, as far as the food and the music and a lot
white
of the
people would come
spirit.
to her, all kinds of
everybody
people.
did. Everybody did.
And
it was such
she was,
a mixture of
millionaire.
people because you
She
still
did hair.
Yeah, she did everything. And then down there, so you got the voodoo, right? Mm-hmm. And then over on this side, you had the whole tribe of the Black Indians.
Oh,
right?
wow.
You got the straight up Black Indians who were, in that whole territory down there for years upon years with their practices and their beliefs. And it all just kind of melted. And the funny thing about it is, that between Indians, the Black Indian practices and the West African religious practices and the Catholic practices, only the Catholic practice is still acceptable,
You think?
on a normal basis today. You can't just go to a voodoo church like you can a Catholic church.
In New Orleans, you can't?
Anywhere in fucking America, you can't.
I disagree because I've seen some documentaries,
Come on,
And
PJ. Come on.
people
There
are going
five,
to
six
New
Catholic
Orleans voodoo
churches
churches.
around
Okay,
the
not like
corner.
Catholic. You're right. Okay.
There are no voodoo churches, buildings you can just get
Yeah,
up and
you're
go
right.
to every,
Yes, I understand what you're
or
saying.
Native
Yes.
Indian or Black Indian church.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
You
Okay.
know,
I
so
can see.
the preference for the Catholic church to survive, and
But it's still all the same.
it's all the same. But why
Well,
wasn't
okay.
our religion and
Well,
our beliefs allowed to continue
I'm gonna break
and
it
rise
down
to the
for
top
you.
and stay at the top,
Because,
like the Catholic Church
like,
is to this day?
for real, it's all the same. Like, we as Westerners, we look at voodoo as ignoramuses, as babies, when they're doing the same exact things that the Catholic Church is doing. They have rituals. It begins with the priestess, and she says a sermon, a few words, to the God. Then they dance. They all wear white. We wear white, and our nurses wear white.
A lot of candles are burned.
When we're about to, go into speaking tongues, which is a form of possession, all the nurses have to wear white to deal with the people who go into speaking tongues, which is what the voodoo people are doing. They go into trance, which is the same thing that speaking in tongues is. They make a blood offering, which is the same thing we just discussed during communion. It's symbolic. We do it more. The Catholic Church does it symbolically, whereas voodoo just slits the throat of a chicken. And there you have it. You got just your blood. You don't have to drink it. But the Catholic Church symbolically drinks it versus the voodoo church it's a religion. Voodoo is a religion, just like they're just praying. They're doing the same exact thing. They're cutting a chicken in the throat and lighting a candle, getting on their knees and praying. It's not anything special. It's not, it's something special, but it's not unlike what we're doing. We're all praying to the same God and doing the same thing in different ways. And we look at the voodoo rituals as different because it's a little more frantic, because Black people, we're a little more in tune with the universe, and the universe is frantic. There's no rhyme or reason. We allow ourselves to be totally engulfed by spirit, whereas westernized religion is more, dogmatic and ritual. That's, bong, bong, bong. It's the same exact thing, except, it's just tame. It's void of emotion. Same exact thing, just no emotion.
Catholic music sounds like horror music.
Right.
Why?
And to some people, so do those drums. So do African drums. It's just aesthetic. It's just how you're raised. But it's the same exact thing.
Man, drums sound good.
To you.
Man, but white people love drums too because they like hip hop.
I've seen numerous scary movies, and African drums were used as the music to the murder.
Yeah, if it's a voodoo movie.
And that's my point to you. Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be a voodoo movie. But if it is, okay, cool. If it's still being used, that's scary. Even if we're doing it or they're doing it, it's still it still gives you an image of fear, because it's been driven into you that you're supposed to fear it. And it's no different than what they're doing in a Catholic church. They're doing rituals to pray to God. That's all it is. Yeah, killing a chicken, though. If you're into killing chickens, I know a lot of folk out there killing dogs and cats and doing some more, so I don't know. You can just kill a fly, and it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. So my point is, all you got to do is pray. But, hey, I'm just going to tell y'all stuff I've seen, and I personally practice the art of candle burning. It's an ancient art of burnt offerings, is what it's called in the Bible. So sometimes that's been confused by ignoramuses as me practicing voodoo. So I know people think I'm just this voodoo queen, but I am not. I basically I'm doing what Jewish people do. If you know anything about Judaism or, Islam, every Friday they stop and as a family they come together, and basically what Shabbat is them giving thanks to God from being led out of Egypt. So they begin by thanking God for, sustaining the Jewish community, for keeping them together as one. So they give thanks for that. Then they read something from the Bible. Then they light candles, 2 candles. And they say most Fridays they say the Song of Solomon in the Bible, which is basically a love story from Solomon to Sheba, saying how much I love you. And that is to remind the wife, the wife, mind you, let me repeat this. The woman lights the candles. The woman lights the candles.
Yes.
And then the man, he'll say the Song of Solomon to remind her how much she's loved. Then they bless the children. And in that way, they're blessing their marriage. Then they bless the children. They say a special prayer for the female child as well as a special prayer for the male child, like the candle. And by the end of it, they're thanking God for another week gone by with them sustaining as a family, their children thriving, sustaining, their love as a couple thriving, sustaining, their community thriving, sustaining. And then they sit their butts down and eat together. And they don't go nowhere Friday night. They don't go out in the streets. Look, Friday. See, we be like, Friday night, just got paid, trying to get laid. Nuh-uh. No. And then you want to sit around and wonder why the Jewish community is so tight and so well fed. What are they doing Friday nights? They're praising God and the family and the love in the family. That is what I practice when I say burnt offerings. It's in the Bible. It's biblical. But be warned, burnt offerings mean nothing to God without the heart and the love. That's really what he wants. The burnt offerings, it's really just for you. A reminder to get on your knees and pray, and a reminder that the light of God is always lit within. It's just a reminder. So that is what voodoo is. It's you getting on your knees, but in a different way, and using the earth as symbolically so that you will be focused on what the planets are giving. There's some on Monday, some on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day of the week is something else. So does voodoo work? I don't know. Have you ever been voodooed, Forrest?
I'm sure I have. Yes, absolutely. I don't know not like to where I didn't have.
Oh, what to tell? Who do you think voodooed you?
No, not voodoo like somebody put a curse on me or a root on me like that. I just know that there were numerous times I would just have just the vivid dreams, and I would see people and spirits and then I would probably like see them in passing in real life or some shit like that.
Right.
In New Orleans.
Like, yes. Like
and on the
you
road.
being on the road a lot in the theater, like going into a lot of hotels.
Oh my god, them hotels used to fuck
Like
me up, man. God damn.
You know, spirit is strong in hotels. Like my old condo, spirit was strong because a lot of people died there. So, you just gotta stay prayed up that the spirits that are there
A lot of
are
people
good
died there
ones.
because it was. I'm sorry, a lot of old people
Right.
in the
A lot of
building,
old
not like a
people.
lot of people
Right.
got murdered and shit.
No, not
Nah,
like when we lived downtown. But
nah.
yes. So yeah, go ahead. What were you finish what you were saying? So yeah.
No, yeah. So I don't think I like somebody put a ruler or curse on me or anything like that. If anything, I received a lot of protection
All right.
from the spirits in New
Right.
Orleans because I was in New Orleans, Louisiana during the '90s, and they were like the murder capital of the world. Like New Orleans wasn't no joke back then. Like all kind of crazy shit was going down. So I think more so that I was being protected by the spirits. I didn't get into no bullshit and nothing happened to me. Did my 4 years, got on up out of there, had a ball.
The only person I know that's ever been rooted is my mother. Like,
Damn.
yeah, my mother got rooted when I was a little girl and my father had just passed away. And she was real pretty and everybody thought that my father had left her like this huge like insurance settlement. So he was part of this like I don't want to say gang. They called themselves the Lunch Bunch. It was like all the players, like the big time professional black men in Cleveland, Carl Stokes,
They were businessmen
right.
from what I
They were
understand.
businessmen.
Yeah, they were all
Yes.
businessmen.
But they were also made men. Like,
Right.
really, to be a businessman in Cleveland, you got to be made. Like, you're not going to go open up a business and you ain't got permission.
When you say made, you mean like mob?
Yeah.
Mobster
Right.
mob made? Okay.
Right.
All right.
So if you're opening up a business, you're made, or you're not going to get to open up a business. So you have to be made, and you have to have the blessing. You know what I mean? So they were all, yes, businessmen, but they were really made businessmen. So, Don King, all of them, like it was like a whole bunch of them. Like I'd have to find my father's what is that thing called when you die? Your obituary. Your
Obituary?
obituary. Yes, because all of their names, they were all his. It's like 50 of them. Like it's like a whole lot of them. But yeah, they were called Lunch Bunch. So if you saw that movie with Biggie Smalls, where Biggie Smalls got his name, that's what it was like every summer for us. Like we'd have those picnics. What was that movie? Let's Do It Again, or the other one with Biggie Smalls in
Biggie
it?
Smalls
And
was Uptown Saturday Night one.
yes, okay. So yes, it was like that. Every summer we'd all have these. It was the 70s, early 70s, whatever. So after he died, like my mother was like, and all the men were like trying to get at her. Like, you know how men are when there's a new widow, and she almost died. Like she was so like heartbroken. But, this guy, my stepfather, his mother, and her name was Mother Walker, Madam Walker, Mother Walker. And she was like the premier, like she was Marie Laveau in Cleveland. And so she got my mother for her son. Like they thought my mom had money. And really, she just wanted me because, like I said, remember I was telling you guys yesterday, I got, hypnotized because she needed virgins, like, to do her stuff. Like, she was the premier. That's a whole nother, that's my movie. Because that was.
Can't get it away, right?
That,
Just
yeah,
like that.
that was
You gotta
crazy.
say
That was insanity. So anyway, Mother Walker, she's like the premier, and she would brag about how she got, women, any like dude they wanted for the right price. So like eventually I became her assistant. Like so I'd like as a little girl, I like get her herbs and stuff, and ladies will come, and like I just remember like sometimes ladies would come, and this one lady was like, he's acting crazy. He's acting crazy again. He trying to kill me. He trying to kill me. And you know, Mother Walker was just be like, you know what I'm saying? Well, give me some, give me some more money and I'll fix. But you know, these niggas she be doing their stuff, and you like, they would always have to come back. Like it never lasted. Like the ladies would always have to come back to get like remember when I said I got hypnotized? It doesn't last. Like you have to continue, which is why Jewish people do it every week, and we'll get into the differences. But yeah, so
It's like the candle burning now.
yes,
the candle ain't gonna burn
you
forever.
cannot.
You gotta keep
You
relighting
have
that
to
motherfucker.
keep the candle
Gotta
burning,
keep it going.
and
Right.
that's like why that's like a metaphor for a relationship. You got to keep the fire burning. So like I remember one time this one man came over and he was holding his head and he just knocked on the door and he was like. "Ah!" He just he just screamed. Like he was shaking his head and just screaming, and she just like shut the door in his face. But like she was driving people crazy. Like I experienced it. Like my mom was a zombie. She went from being like cry, cry, cry all the time, almost died when my dad died. Like my grandma had to come and like nurse her back to health. And then all of a sudden this guy shows up and his mom and she's like, yeah, I can get anybody. And I'm like 4 and I remember all of this stuff. And you know, it's just insanity. So we're in this relationship because it's weird. Where she goes, I go. I got raped in the relationship. Like it brought so much negative to their relationship that everyone around them suffered. Like he whooped her ass for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like it was just, and she like just stayed. And I'd be like, what the, how much drama? I almost got kidnapped. You know, it was like insanity. It was like, what the, he went to jail. And like she finally, like the lady let her go. Like she was like, I'd never seen my mom. And it just broke my heart because I'd never even seen her cry. And this one time she was just like, I can't anymore. Just please let me go, let me go. And I just remember Mother Walker standing there, like, and we were on the stairs and she was just looking down at her. And she was like, you can go, but you go with what you have on your back. And we just had to escape. And we got away and we went and stayed with my brother. And the minute that lady called my mother, it was back to zombie land. And she was right back. And then he went to jail and we got away. That lady called again and back to zombie land. It was just like
Man, y'all just
insanity.
yeah, what the hell?
It was
this lady,
crazy.
You gotta get rid of this lady.
You think? So she died. And then
Damn.
that's how we got away. Like, and it was crazy. If I tell you, the minute that lady died, my mom was back to being regular. Like it was insane. So, you
Now,
know,
hold up.
people.
Was this lady like? How did she die? What happened to her?
I don't know how that lady
Was
died.
she like an old
I was
lady
like
who
a
probably
kid.
died of old age?
Yes, she died of old age. She didn't die because of murder or anything.
Okay.
Probably them spirits came and got her. Because
Yeah.
right after she died, like there was like this visitation. It was like crazy. I'm gonna write a movie because I can't make you guys. It was real. Like, and like when I was a kid, I really didn't get it. I would just be like, "Mommy, like what the fuck? He is whooping you." He like what, like it was just crazy. Like, and this strong woman just went from being so strong to just being like mush. Like she would just like it was cray. Like it was real. Like I am not making this up. Like it was real, and it was known. Like this lady was famous in Cleveland. Like Mother Walker. You ask anybody from Cleveland, Mother Walker was our Marie Laveau. She was famous for we lived in Shaker Heights. Like that's how much money she made. We lived in Shaker Heights. Like white ladies would come to her
And her
on
main
the DL.
and that was her main source
That's
of income.
all she did.
Right.
Was like, you know, and I would do the juju bags for women. And, you know, I just remember like those two people like being the most craziest. Like that one man who just came and knocked on the door screaming, like just holding his head. And he got in the car and rolled away. And then I just remember that other lady who was like, he's gonna kill me. Like, and she was like, well, oh, and then there was this other lady. And she was like, he went back to his wife. And she was like, that's because the wife paid me more money. I'll never forget that one either. She said the wife paid him more money. That's why the man went back to his wife. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't write this stuff. Like, this lady was legit with it. Like, these people would come through. Like, it was cray. It was cray.
She sounded like she preyed on the vulnerabilities of a lot of women
If that's what
during
you
that
think.
time.
But you know what? I often wonder because my father had just died, my mom had just almost died. She was very vulnerable, mentally, emotionally, you know. And
And here she come. Here
and here
come
this
this bitch
lady,
come.
and she worked, and everybody knew she was Madam Walker. She was the fancy voodoo queen lady in Cleveland, and maybe she did. Maybe it was, but it wasn't in my mind. Like I can't say no. It was real. I'm sorry, it was real. Like because after the lady died, like for a whole year, we had to go back and forth and visit that man in jail. It was cray. Like I was a little girl and we'd like have to take him picnics and like every weekend we'd go drive an hour away and she didn't even like him anymore. And the whole time she'd be like talking bad about him. I'm like, why the hell are we going there? Lord, I'm trying to tell y'all, the minute that lady died, my mama went and got her bought rose plastic. We lived, honey, come on. It's real. But I'm trying to tell you guys, it's got its spirits attached to it.
It's
Because
strong.
it was not a beautiful situation. Like it wasn't like she got voodooed and then the two of them went skipping, to Lover's Lane and we all were this great nuclear family. No, there was guns, rape, drugs, jail. It was just horrid. It was cray. And so I tell this story because it's not what you want. So when I was young, tell one more story. I was young. I was dating this dude, and I made dinner because I made spaghetti. I guess the girl no, because I didn't get the memo.
Oh shit!
I didn't get the memo.
You made spaghetti.
All I knew was spaghetti, and I made some, a spaghetti bake, a tough ass spaghetti. So I was dating this dude, and he was like, I flew in. He was like, make dinner. I'm bringing my people to the house, And I was like, okay. So I made my spaghetti, honey. I was thinking I was cute. But this nigga was from the South too. So when he got, and in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope this nigga don't think that I'm trying to spaghetti him. Like, because I was on my period. I admit, I was on my period. And that's what he said.
No.
He said that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
when he came home and it was spaghetti and I was on my period, he was like, what the fuck? He was, and like he had his friends with him. So he was like, go in the living talk. So we went and we were arguing. And he was like, you're trying, I think we went in the bathroom or whatever, trying so the friends didn't hear when we were arguing. And I was so fucking offended. Like, bitch, like what the fuck I wouldn't even know what I'm supposed to do. Like drip my period. That was just gross to me. Like I was offended. Like what the, has it even been proven that shit works? Like I just was pissed. like I'm gonna eat this shit too. Like we were going at it. And so I was like, fuck you. I'm throwing this shit away. Cause, okay, truth be told, and I found out this later. I didn't find this out till this year. And I think everything happens as it should. If I had, which I didn't, but if I had, and I'm telling you guys this, I read, if they find out, you're supposed to, it doesn't work. But I didn't. But inside, I knew, fuck you, I'm throwing this shit away. So I went out to go throw the shit away. And when I got out there, all his teammates were, I mean, I didn't want to say that. But yeah, his friends, they were all eating the spaghetti. So I was like, I grabbed it and I was like, I'm throwing this shit away. Motherfuckers think nigga try to put their period in it and shit. And one of his teammates, my baby, he was like, I thought you put your period in it too. That's why I'm eating it.
Just nasty. Just nasty,
It was
wicked,
like,
gross.
and all them niggas was like, fuck that nigga. Like, fuck it. If you put, I want to be fucking, if I'm going to get voodoo, bitch, you the one to voodoo me. And at that moment, it just hit me. Like, it all made sense. Like, and I just didn't give a fuck what people thought about me being voodoo queen or whatever they thought. I didn't give a shit. But it all made sense. The Jewish traditions all made sense. And, you know, I became a practitioner of burning and understanding the colors and the significance of the colors. And I never prayed for specifics. Like my girlfriend Judy told me that you never put the audition on your altar. Like, never pray for specifics. Don't ask for the job. Ask for a job and burn a green candle for money, you know, on a Thursday and pray to God. Adonai. I like to say Adonai because I'm Jade, but you know, some people say Adonai. And if you don't know who that is God. Now you know. And pray. And that's the same exact thing. Don't ask for specifics because we don't know what to pray for. God knows. And he will send you the right one. And the right one, when I met Forrest, had you heard I was a voodoo queen or something?
No, I hadn't heard anything like that about you.
Well, Anthony did announce it. Remember, when I first got there, Anthony announced it.
I wasn't there, yeah.
He announced it to Juicy J, because Juicy J thought he liked me or something. So Anthony thought he was going to tell Juicy J I was the voodoo queen and blah, blah, blah. Little did we know that Juicy J is the damn 666 Mafia. Like, Juicy J was
right.
like, he thought he was being like, she's the voodoo queen. Juicy J was like, what? Ow. When Scooby-Doo say, Juicy J was like, and he felt stupid as fuck because Juicy J was like, but I do read tarot cards. I've been doing it since college. I used to read for my friends because spirit is spirit and Holy Spirit is what I pray for. And so Juicy wanted me to read his cards. But before that, he had taken me, I just know, he said he was in the 3-6 Mafias. I'm not from Memphis. That stuff didn't get to Cleveland. Like, it got.
It did. You just didn't listen to it. How dare you? How dare
I wasn't
you say
in Cleveland.
3-6 Mafia didn't make it to Cleveland?
It didn't. You're right, because Bone does have those. I can see the similarities. Okay. Yes, there is a Cleveland Memphis connection. You all came to Cleveland to get those steel mill jobs. Quit tripping. Yes, there was a migration. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. So, yes, but I didn't know that. I knew it was 666. And I heard it here in LA. I did hear like maybe one of their songs or something, but I didn't know like you knew. Like, and like, so, you know, I went out with him. I'm not going to lie. I went on a date with Juicy J, but we took me to see his studio and it said 666. And I was like, what? Huh? Like 666, it didn't dawn on me. 666 meant 666 like the devil. Like it until I saw it. And then I was like, then I was like Scooby-Doo. And he was like, no, that doesn't mean anything. It's just, you know,
the group was called 666 Mafia.
But 666 didn't, it didn't
It didn't click to you that the
no,
devil
because
related?
Black people, we don't devil related stuff. Like it never clicked devil related. And I wasn't that familiar with their work to think devil related. Like, it honestly, it went right over my head. Like, I hadn't until I saw 666. And that's when I said, are you aware that 666 means devil? So, to make a long story short, he wanted a reading. And I wouldn't let him touch my cards because and there is no devil, people. There's just God's sons. And the accuser, he don't like you. No, he's the one they call the devil. If you act like you got good sense, he'll leave you alone. Or he won't. He fuck with you like he did Job, just to see if you're real with yours. And if you're real with yours, you'll get double the pleasure like Job. So I'm just saying, go ahead, Taylor Swift. Come on. Anyway, yes. I'm sorry, guys.
Shout out to DJ Paul, Juicy J.
Yeah, we love you guys so much. So anyway, I wouldn't let Juicy touch my cards but I probably should have, because I did find out then that, they was going to win a Grammy, and, I'd have been able to say
They won the Oscar.
whatever they won. Anyway, I wouldn't let Juicy J touch my cards. But I did say to myself, wow, it never dawned on me to read a nigga that I was dating. Like, that should have been like, and Juicy made it like, you don't read the guys that you date? Like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, that's the first thing you should do if you're any good. And I figured that was him trying to be like, you want to know what you're doing. Like, so I would read his ass. I was like, He was like, well, can I look at him? I was like, here, look, close my oak case that I kept them in, because I know what I'm doing. Anyway, didn't read his cards. I did not read his special cards. Did not do it. But that's only because I wasn't feeling it. But with my husband, Juicy put me up on game. Like, I made Forrest, did we not? I made you and we did a reading. Like,
Yeah,
and I picked up
I'm New Orleans
your baby
trained.
mama. I picked up the woman that you have bought a house with. I picked up all of it. And, I was like, damn, I should have been, thank you, Juicy. Shit, I should have been doing this with these dumbass niggas. But yes, so the point I make, I didn't make the point yet. So, yes. So when I met you, Forrest, and, you hadn't heard that I was witchy poo, or
No.
because most people had thought it.
No, not at all.
Well, how did we get on the conversation? Because you were like, you read cards? What was it that made you be like, whatever you practice it on me, please?
Again, I'm New Orleans trained when it comes to that. Maybe the spirit told me, or if you probably mentioned it somewhere along the way. I believe you mentioned it too.
And that's the point I'm making.
And I knew what you was talking about. I wasn't afraid of it.
It
I
has
knew
to
how
be mutual,
Yeah.
like the Jewish people do. You cannot force your will upon the universe. It will fuck shit up for you. You can put your period in a nigga's shit. He's just gonna come to somebody's door, hold his head, talk about, I never forget that man. That man was so bad, that man couldn't even get no words together. He was just like, hold his head, say, My poor mama. That other lady was like, he went back to his wife because the bitch paid more. Bitch, you want to come up out some more money out your pocket? He come back. Then the nigga be going back and forth, whoever the highest bidder. Is that what you want? No. I was like, when that nigga's friends was like, every single one of them motherfuckers was digging in, whether they knew whether my blood was in it or not. They was like, bitch, if you got it, then I'm with it. And the nigga that was supposed to be doing that shit was acting like, nigga, you got that shit twisted, because I'm a motherfucker. Hello. I'll make your fucking shit catch a fucking ball every damn time you get out there. I'm just playing. Because that's not what I do, is it, Forrest? Tell the truth. I do not do that. Or you
No,
be
no,
doing
no.
shit. I pray and I allow God to handle his. And that's why we're in a happy marriage. Been married 19 years today. Because you came to me and you said, whatever you do, I'm with it.
Yes, ma'am. Right on.
And that's all I needed. We pray every Friday, every time, every day, every minute. And our relationship sustains because he wants to be here. We burn candles together because that's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to enforce my will. The flame strengthens our bond. The flame keeps my son healthy. Keeps him, that little nigga gets straight A's. Like, God, thank you, Jesus. Like, I ain't playing. Like, hello. If you want anything in this world, all you got to do is pray to God. You ain't got to kill no chickens. That's them. They kill the chickens because that's what they do. You ain't got to do that. All you got to do is pray. If you'd like to burn a candle, then make sure your heart is in the right place because the Bible says that's what he likes. But he only likes it if your heart is in the right place. You don't go burning it because you want. Because when you want, you enforce your will. Burn it and ask for what he wants for you. Let go, let God, and then go about your business. Continue to burn a pink candle for love. Fridays, Venus. It's a good day. And love will come to you. And it will be the love that you're meant to experience in that moment. I'm not saying Claudia, bless her heart. She got married 4 times. Libra. Come on. She was Cleveland's Kim Kardashian.
Who's Claudia?
Claudia, you don't know who Claudia. That's the problem right there. You don't know who Claudia is.
Maybe the people don't know who Claudia is.
Oh, my bad. I used to. My mammy. My mother, Claudia, is a Libra. She got that one time. And she, to this day, will not claim that marriage. Like, she's like, that didn't count. That one didn't count. I was only married 3 times. I'm like, well, I can't tell. And I just want you guys to know it was horrific for me. So if you have kids and you think about trying to do some voodoo schmoodoo, don't. It's not worth it. Yes, I think it works because I saw Mother Walker in action. I ain't even gonna lie. Either she had the strongest mental game ever. Like no, because I experienced it. I know what I experienced. It's real. But you don't want that. You don't want that. You want God. You want God. You want God.
Right on. And I just kind of thought of something I specifically remember learning in New Orleans is to leave food out for your ancestors, or how to leave
we do that.
like people who you know who have passed
nice.
away, like whatever like favorite snack they like, or whatever
That's
favorite
very Asian.
dinner
Yes.
or meal they like, or their favorite drink, Hennessy
Yes.
or gin or whiskey they like.
We do that.
Man, leave it out for your folks, man. Lay that joint out on
Cigarettes.
cigarettes, tobacco, whatever flour they fucking
Blunts.
like.
If your friends, somebody you love, like weed, leave a blunt.
Leave a blunt out. Leave some shit out for your ancestors.
Light
man.
it.
And they gonna come get
Let
it.
the smoke.
They gonna come
bellow.
get it.
They come get it.
And they gonna bless you. Send
Yes.
extra blessings for you.
Yes.
That's another thing. So leave some stuff out for your homies, for your people.
It's real, y'all. I'm sorry if you don't believe it, but that's on you. We love you. Happy Halloween. Is there anything else you want to say other than don't do it? You can do it if you want to, if it works, but you're not. He's gonna whoop your ass. He gonna be like, you gonna be like, I can't even. Like, even one of my girlfriends tried it, like, well, she didn't try it. Her mother was is a Santeria priestess. And we went out for this job and she got it and I didn't. I was so sick about it because it was a huge job and I was crying. And she was like, she didn't say anything. And then she went into the job. She called me and she was crying. And that's when she admitted that she got it because her mommy did a spell. And it was the worst experience of her life. The lead was like, why are you here? I didn't even want you here. It was cray. Like, they got robbed. It was insanity. So, and the movie was, it was really like the critics just tanked it. They hated it. And it was all because, and she was crying because she's so talented. And she was like, I'll never do it again. I'll never have mommy do it again because it wasn't worth it. Like, them people was going to whoop her ass because they just couldn't understand why she was there. So don't do it. It works. I had a friend tell me a friend had my picture and Elise Neal's picture and the copy of a script that we were in the works with Tyra Banks and her, and it was the John Singleton project. And the girl had me, Tyra, and Elise, and we was going to be the stars of the project, and it had a knife through it. And I bet you that project never got. That project never got picked up. Never, ever, ever.
Damn.
But hey, you never know. It might not have been meant to be. I always look at things from the half full perspective because, the devil is a liar and he may think he doing what's right, but it's really what God wanted off top because he can't do nothing that God don't allow. So if she ixnayed a project, it was meant to be ixnayed or God wouldn't have let it happen.
There it is. Remember to subscribe, like, leave some comments.
Since nobody called in, what y'all skirts tell y'all truth this is? Y'all know y'all done put some prairie blood in somebody's stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Don't lie.
Wow.
I don't know what do you let it drip? You just squat and let it drip? I don't know how that works.
It sounds like you just pee in the spaghetti.
Ew.
You just pee in the damn spaghetti.
Oh, that's disgusting. It just makes my stomach turn. For someone to even think that I would know, people, get in your Bible and pray. Gone. I love you. This has been Paula Jai Parker. Martin.
My name is Forrest D. Martin.
And this has been Married People Shit. We'll see you tomorrow.